Oh, hope you guys can hear me coming live for the first time from home, and you can see the mess behind me. Uh, I thought of meeting with all of you. Let me see if I'm audible or no. Am I audible? Am I audible? How to check that? Hello, check. Hello, check. Yes, I can hear you. Okay, you can hear me. Thank you. Prithvi saying, appreciate that, Prithvi. So just thought, I think U13 league games have ended. I thought just coming and talking to some of you for what I feel. Again, it's quite a personal opinion. I know there's shade of light coming and there's a mess in behind me, but just look at me and don't look at the mess. That's the easiest thing I can say. Um, six games have happened, long time. Um, yeah, in the tournament. I think Hub is happening for like third time, if I'm not wrong, or fourth time. Uh, so lot have been achieved, lot of things have improved, but there's more to be done, I believe. From that perspective, one's the length of overall tournament. 2 months have easily gone around, and then maybe one more month to go for a lot of players who get through some selection process, and then there will be regional time. So it's like calendar getting blocked from March to July end. Uh, it's a long time in a calendar, so that's something to be looked at. But said that, given that, I want to still look at how things are panned out, and first want to congratulate four semi-finalists here, completely deserving. They have done awesome in that sense. So fantastic job by all these teams. SRC Warriors sitting at top, undefeated across all six games. Uh, I think number two is Cupertino Comets, if I'm not wrong. In ranking, they have a lost only game, and of course, to the undefeated team, SRC Warriors, and then third position BCA Mavericks, playing really good cricket. Again, lost, if I'm not wrong, only one game again to SRC Warriors, and the fourth position is VKCA Vikings, which is great. Like VKCA, I want to congratulate them because they fought really well. So if you see where they come from, they came from Group B in the phase one. What happened there was the four teams: VKCA Vikings, Striker Panthers, BCA Fires, and DSA Challengers. And out of those four teams, three have them won two games each, but including VKCA Vikings, Striker Panthers, and BCA Fires. But what VCA did right there is, if we look at the results there, right? So they lost. They won their first game, of course, and against BCA Fires, important game for them, and they won really well. Second game was supposed to be easier game for them, but the way they killed the game was great. They scored 200 plus runs and uh, got the opponents out in 35 runs or so. Stop them in 35 runs. I think all out. I think they did not have full team. And then the game they lost to Striker Panther, which is the last one. They only scored 72, but they made Striker Panther wait uh, to score the 73 runs for 23 overs. So that made the run rate solid compared to others, and they sneak through to the next group, and that is a great thing for them overall. And other than that, I think, if I'm not wrong, Cooper in the Comets, or is there say Warriors, or BCA Panther, sorry, BCA Mavericks were a topper in their groups, and they did not have much to fight against. Uh, few teams have also surprised me in that sense, have done well. Um, so if I look at the point table, apart from the top group, and VKC Vikings, of course, they have played well in my eyes so far. And then there's a DCL Hawks have played really well. DCL Hawks, I believe, lost one game to BCA Mavericks in the phase one. They still qualified to phase two in a Division A, and over there they won all three games. So they have done well. So did BCA Bolts. BCA Bolts did not have, I believe, did not have a great first leg of phase one, but they also won all their games along with Striker Jaguars. Striker Jaguars are expected to win all of their games. They did. DCL Hawks have played well in their phase two, especially. The beating Striker Panthers in the first game of phase two was awesome. I think that was a close game. Uh, uh, it was, yeah, 113 was chased down, but it looked last over 29.1 to chase down that uh, win, and that gave them a lot of confidence. From there on, they also qualified to play for fifth and sixth spot now. So that's great. Uh, few things I think, if I academies, some of the academies should feel they lost out on opportunity. I hope they feel so. If they don't, then we expect some things to repeat next year, which is hopefully not. Uh, but some teams have made right choices, and they have been rewarded for it. To put right talent together, combination together to play and win. Uh, at the same time, ability to play good games, give opportunities to their players to bat ball field, and that is shown. So, and I hope that the uh, hub rewards that kind of teams who are playing against tough opponents as they go along. Uh, so that is something which is exciting in this space. So I will looking forward to the semifinals. I think two semifinals are happening this weekend. SRC Warrior versus BKC Vikings. It's happening on this Sunday at WRMS, and CCA Comets versus BCA Mavericks. That's going to be mouth-watering prospect. But overall, if I need to put money, uh, then I would say I expect uh, SRCA to keep their nose ahead in that game, and between CCA, Cupertino Comets, and BCA Mavericks, BCA to keep their nose ahead on paper. But of course, on what happens on game day, nobody knows. So we all will be closely watching. At the same time, if you look at the records or data from how the things happen, I'm really glad to see the top wicket taker out of, if I just randomly take top 15 wicket takers, I think more than half of them are medium paces, which is great to see, because that has been a complaint, that medium pacers don't get that many wickets a lot of times, but they have done well, and it was expected. It's early part of season. Uh, Spinners' hand do not open up that easily. Also, if the moisture in the cold days, which was in March, definitely it should help medium pacers more than spinners. So they have done well, and I'm glad to see lot of those top wicket takers, bowlers come from um, Division A, which is great as well. So that is something which should be promoted by the hub, in my personal opinion, and I believe they are doing well there. What is interesting to see for the teams, team managements, and for the coaches is to see how many overs these bowlers are bowling across those six games. So six game before game, every game start, they have 6 over quota, so it's like 36 overs. But we need to see how many overs they bowl. Of course, some games ended up very quickly, so they did not get to bowl. They did not get a chance to bowl. But it is great. It will be great to see if teams open up their own scorecards and see that what happens when there are only four batters bat but nine bowlers bowl or eight bowlers bowl, and do they feel that they're taking away the opportunity of the bowler on a particular game, just to spread out the love. So that is so, and if they would have got more chances to bowl some of this bowler, how many more wickets they would have got, or how much they would have stopped the opponent. But still, few names I think have done really well. Ayan Paruki has done well, I believe, in that space. Ariket has done well. Ariket Madishetty, Ranveer Patil is doing well. Saharsh came back the 5 wicket haul in the last game, I believe, and coming really top of the chart there. Pranit Joshi has been consistent. Uh, Ryan Varghese has bowled well in patches and got few uh, like big wicket hauls, and that's why he's there as well. And so does Prasanna and Abhinav and Yash as well. But yeah, it's going to be good competition between these guys, and hope the team support them and they put runs on the board for these bowlers to defend if they bowl second. So yeah, good mix to see. On batting wise, surprising to see, or not too surprising to see, top, if I take a top batters, 12, 14 of them, 50% of them are wicket keepers. So that tells you that wicket keepers are putting more effort. They're taking their cricket more seriously, and thanks to people like Adam Gilchrist and Dhoni's of the world, where everybody understood that you have to bat well as well along with keeping. There are no number nines nowadays as a wicket keeper roles in international cricket, and that also shows here on the card. And also, in some ways, early age groups, at least some of these wicket keepers may find them some privilege, because typically in the games we bat wicket keeper up in the order, but not anymore. In terms of these are not just chances, they have proven by scoring runs. Advik, Varun, Shivain, top of the chart. Look at the averages they are scoring at. uh, this is really great. That he has scored well as well. Yusuf has scored. uh, so there are a lot of keepers there, and there are some exciting hitters which we have seen in the circuit, which has like if I take one take name from SRC Warriors, Siddhant Sham. Um, I think I saw him couple of games, and his sixes were not for U13; they were for U. It was crossing U15 boundary as well. So that's great. Rutansh has hit some good shots there. Yuan is known quantity, of course, in circuit, and he has played well. Uh, and so does Vihan Aptai, scoring those big runs. Uh, so there are a lot of good batters in the circuit. Overall, felt like a batter's game in the way the runs were scored. But still, it's a chance for everyone to prove themselves and make sure their team win. That should be the end goal, and only goal when you take the ground for every individual. Um, Few things last point to point out is few players missing out, which I would have loved to see in the circuit, uh, especially in the Division A. Uh, I think a lot of blame should be taken by the selectors of those teams, where the talent was spread across, and that did not do justice to the team itself, and to individuals and to the team, where few players missed out and landed in uh, Division B undeservingly. Division B is not necessarily bad, but at a certain level of cricketing skills, you better off challenging yourself with playing with the best around. And that did not happen. And as I said, this 4 5 months is a very long period to not to play interesting cricket. So that is something Hub need to think what they need to do next time. If the learnings from here, if they want to implement, uh, need to congratulate Hub on the decision they have made for U13 phase two, where they took top six and made them compete, and then next six to make them compete. That made it more interesting. So if you do analysis by yourself and do a simple theory of one-sided game. I put a simple equation. Of course, it's not that simple. We need to make it more complex. But at least 50 overs of game happened, or at least 15 wickets have fallen in the game. If one of the conditions is not true, then game can be called one-sided. So if you see how many one-sided game happened in phase one, and versus phase two, when this breakup happened, that percentage reduced drastically, which is a good news. But then what to do with that phase one in future is something Hub need to think. It's not only doing disservice to the top talent, but also doing disservice to upcoming talent, where they feel a little dejected about the opponents they're playing with. So I'm sure not only I thought as a spectator, but others also thinking about it, uh, and powers to be. and they'll make certain decisions about it for the next year. So yeah, looking at it, uh, I think we have some games, interesting games on the cards. SRC Warriors versus VKC Vikings, and then we have Cooper in the Comets versus BCA Mavericks. Some good players. I know most of them uh, uh, personally, and I'm sure there will be some good games happening, good records uh, getting scored in the next two games in semi-final, final. I myself planning to attend one of the at least one of the semi-finals. I hope to see you there. Try to come live there with all of you, and then let's see what happens next in those games. And we'll meet again in the final. We'll again do a little bit of overview, because that time maybe after a week or so, some selection list will also come. We can reflect on it if we get data in terms of what kind of runs were scored, which games they were scored. Was it was it a one game wonder? Was there a consistency? Was is the batter run rate also considered, strike rate, or just runs, number of runs scored? Is wicket bowlers economy rate is also coming into picture? Is only the purely number of wickets, or wicket divided by number of overs bowled? So there can be a lot more into KPIs which sector may be looking at, and I'm sure they will look at much more than what I'm thinking currently top of my head. But so that will be exciting. I think after the final, I think we can meet again, and I'm with a couple of you are watching. I would say, why don't you one of you join me in a discussion after the finals? We can touch upon these facts, of course, a personal opinion, and see what we feel about this thing. But overall, before we end, I want to congratulate Bay Area Hub for making this happen. I know there are hubs in the regions where things have not started or not as detailed as Bay Area Hub has taken looked into. So congratulate to all office bearers there for making that happen, and also for the players in academy. I also know there's some yo-yo test happening in this week or so, last week or so, for the academies level, and then at the hub level maybe starting next week. So all the best to the players as well. Uh, um, I did not know what was yo-yo until few years back. So forget about running that at the age of 12 or 13. So it's really commendable for the players and the coaches to make them ready at this level. So cricket is growing in US. I think we all going to be part of it. Some of us will be spectators and commentators, and some of us will play that game, and some of us will be parents who will rooting for their own players, own kids. So all our we like it on our skin in the game. So let's root for the cricket in Bay Area and wish all these players uh, our best wishes, so they do the best game in last two games coming up. There's also interesting thing happening in the phase two. Sorry, A2, where I believe CCF Fremont Thunder's meeting with DCL Hawks. I want to watch that game as well. Fremont Thunder, exciting talent. Ishan Vaidya has played well recently with the bat, but so does Pratik on the DCL Hawks side, and a couple of others who have scored runs. So that game is going to be exciting to watch as well. So let's keep our fingers crossed and watch few games on this weekend. If you don't meet me next week, let's meet after the final. Thank you and bye bye.